Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Ashcraft. If you are new here, you can follow me on Instagram at that same name. I will have everything linked and spelled down below. This is my Flosstube channel where I talk about cross stitch and anything else I feel like. This is episode 25. Today is April 4th, 2021. Did I say April 4th? April 8th, 2021. I wrote like November on a document the other day, and I looked at it, I was like, that is not even close to being right. So let me think. Easter was this week, if you celebrate. And so this weekend my husband happened to have the entire weekend off, which is pretty rare. He usually has to work at least one day of the weekend. So on Easter, he let me sleep in. And then when I woke up, we did baskets, and my daughter got a lot of books and a Frozen Lego set. And then my son, you know, he's one, and he really doesn't, like, he's almost one, and he really doesn't care. Doesn't really know any better. So I got him a book, and then I just threw in some of the toys that came in his newest Love Every box, which we do like Montessori based toys and stuff here at home. So if you have kids and you feel like they're struggling, or you want to raise them in a Montessori way, I highly recommend Love Every. And if you want Love Every, I think I have a thing that will get you like $20 off. I don't know. Oh, the other exciting thing is my boss sent an email asking for everybody's status on the vaccine so that she could start planning us working in the office again. Yes, I'm so ready for that. Pretty much every other law firm is back to working in the office. I feel like we are one of the last ones. And like law firms way bigger than us. We are a small firm. We only have 4 attorneys, 3.5 paralegals, a calendar clerk, and an office manager. And we all have our own offices, so we could have been fine, I would think, had we been working in the office. But my boss wanted to be extra careful because, like, I'm the youngest. I'm 28. There's a paralegal who's a year older than me, an attorney who is 2 years older than me, and then everybody else is in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So I think she just wanted to be extra cautious, which I am totally fine with. But I know transitioning back to the office is going to be very strange for me because I've definitely fallen into a routine of working, every once in a while switching out a load of laundry, going grocery shopping on my lunch break, running errands on my lunch break, and it's been nice being able to do that because there's like nobody there. So now I'll have to go back to my old routine of waking up super early on a Saturday to go grocery shopping. But that's okay because I much prefer working in the office. Okay, I'm going to do my shout outs this week first because last week I forgot. And I feel really embarrassed because, not that any of you probably noticed, but I had linked my person that I was going to talk about last week in the description box, thinking that I had talked about her, and then realized later, at some point, that I never even talked about her. And I was like, way to go. So that person is Kiara Osborne. She is brand new Flosstuber. She has 2 floss tubes and an unboxing up on her channel. I really enjoy her channel. I really enjoy what she is stitching. Her unboxing is of the Forbidden Fiber Mandalorian box that, if you remember, I got the Gilmore Girls one a few months ago. So she got the Mandalorian one, and it's a really good box. And so I really enjoy her channel. What I was going to mention last week was when I was watching her very first video, I had to laugh because there was a moment where like she looked over, and I think one of her kids was about to like come in the room or ask her a question, and she just went, and I started laughing my head off, and I'm like, oh, every mom has been in that situation. And it just made me love her channel even more. And then Kathleen from Situation Normal had a similar thing in yesterday's video, where she yelled at her kids because they were making a lot of noise, but she made it in slow motion. I have never laughed so hard. Oh my gosh. Even thinking about it now, clearly I find it hilarious. So go check out Kiara's channel. The other person I want to mention who is brand new, she has one video up, is my friend Courtney Lancaster. She is Stitches Please on Instagram. She filmed her first Flosstube. She was very nervous, but her daughter Cheyenne, who I think is 7, they've been watching Flosstube, and she's like, I want to do that. So Cheyenne's in it for the first little bit, and then Courtney goes into talking about like her whips and finishes and everything. If you like what I stitch on, you will definitely like Courtney and Kiara, because we all stitch on very similar things. Courtney and I have a lot of the same projects going on. So I highly recommend going and watching both of their channels, both brand new. So I'm very excited that they both started their channels. The other person I'm going to mention, who, it's like everybody knows her, who doesn't? Michelle from Mama Loves You GB. Her video this week, okay, I love her videos. They are the first thing that I watch on Sundays because she's in the UK, so her videos usually get posted pretty early where I am in California. So they're like the first thing that I watch on Sundays. This week, because of the holidays, she had it up on Monday. But the first however many minutes of her video this week, which I will link the actual video down below, because I'm sure some people will watch this after she has another video up, and then you'll get confused, and I'm just gonna make it easy and link the actual video. She has like 7 or 8 finishes. Some of them blew my mind. She had these wooden spools made, and she put the Poutini monthly pattern, so January, February, March, April, whatever. She put it on the spool and like tied it. Gorgeous. And now I want to find a craftsman around here who can make me a spool. But my favorite one that just like got me thinking was she had a watering can that she put, again, she wrapped it around the watering can and tied it. And it was the free pattern of the bunnies from Wildest Iris Naps? Wildest? Oh my gosh. Wildest. I know it's Wildest because I like saying that word. I think it's Wildest Iris Naps. Anyways, there's a really cute free pattern of bunnies, and I think a bunch of people have done it. But so she wrapped it around the watering can, and then on the top of the watering can, she put, I don't know what she put in there, but she made it like the top of a drum, basically. And she had pins in there. And I was like, I love this. And I have I meant to grab it. I have one of those like galvanized milk jug things that now I'm looking at that thinking, what could I do, or what do I have that I could wrap around and then put the thing in the top. I'm also wanting to go find little tiny watering cans so I can do that. So if you want to see some really cool inspiration for finishes, go check out that video. In general, if you're not watching Michelle, I highly recommend her. She's always pointing out and sharing free patterns. Her projects are beautiful. They're not necessarily my style. There are a lot of samplers, but just they're so beautiful, and the way that she talks about them and like just everything about her. I just really enjoy her videos and her channel, and she's very soothing. Like when I listen to her and when I watch her videos, I just feel very like relaxed, you know? Anybody else? So those are my shout outs. I will have everybody linked down below. Okay. I have 2 finishes, and this should be a surprise to no one because I said last video I would have these finished. Okay, so my very first finish is dun, 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 my Irish Blessing. I love this. I love it now that it's done. When I was doing the back stitching, I was doing some cursing. I had some cursey words to say, but I love this. I did iron it because my husband happened to be ironing last night. That is really the only time I ever iron. And so I got out, I think, pretty much all the creases. You might be able to see there's a crease going down, but I'm gonna take this to Michael's either today, tomorrow, or Saturday to get it framed. And I know they stretch theirs, so I think I should be okay. Like when you stretch that top portion, I think I should be okay. And I think once they stretch it and actually put it in the frame, I'm hoping that center crease isn't too noticeable. This one also, there was one this way. I'm hoping the same thing. I hope it's not gonna be too noticeable, but I'm very, very happy to have this done. This is going to be a gift for my grandma. We were FaceTiming my parents the other day, and I showed my mom and my stepdad, and my mom was like, "Dad, that's for your mom." And he was like, "Oh." So I'm really excited. And last week I mentioned that if you want to stitch this pattern, you could enter to win it, and I will announce that in a second. There were a handful of people who said they wanted to stitch it, and then some who have said they've tried looking for it online and couldn't find it. I did a quick search before this to see if I could find it, and I couldn't. So, and it's not on the Hobby Lobby website. I didn't see it on eBay. I didn't see it on Etsy. I didn't see it anywhere. So it might be one of those things where it will just, I don't know, come up from time to time. So maybe I know you can save searches on eBay and Mercari and stuff like that. So maybe do something like that, and you'll get notified if something comes up using these keywords. But the brand is technically Artiste. The name of the kit is Irish Blessing. When I Googled, I saw some people included Zweigart in their listing, past listings, and then Cooler Design Studio. Is there a date on this? I don't see a date. So I don't know. I purchased this when I was in law school. I think I purchased this in 2014 or 2015 because I remember it was my first year. So it's been a few years. So maybe hopefully one day it'll circle back around and you'll be able to find it on eBay. So the winner, the person who I'm going to send this to, is C. Torres, the letter C and Torres. And I realized last week I didn't mention to fill out my Google form, so I didn't really look this time to see if anybody did that. So if you did not fill out my Google form, you can go ahead and do it now, or I will comment on your comment to get your information to send this to you. So C. Torres. I am sending this to you, and I'm going to fold it up and I'll put it in the mail as soon as I have your information. Okay, so that was my first finish. Oh, the other thing that was really exciting about finishing Irish Blessing, I have 2 notebooks that I use for stitching. I have this big one where I keep all of my my daily stitching in it. Here's last month's. I have a calendar for important dates. I had my bracket in here. So for this one, I finished it on April 2nd. But in this smaller notebook is where I keep all the information about my whips. So I started this in August of 2020. So here, these were the first projects that I did that really got me back into cross stitching. But what I realized is I started this Irish Blessing on September 17th, 2020, finished it on April 2nd, but this was my oldest whip. So my oldest whip is officially done. My next oldest whip is Farmhouse Christmas, which I have not touched since sometime in 2020. So I'm still working on a rotation of some kind to figure out when to work on some of these projects so I can get some progress on them and some finishes. So that will be one that I try to get in there at some point. Maybe Farmhouse Christmas will be one that I work on on the 25th of every month. I know people do dark 13 stitching. Maybe I'll do a Christmas version of that. So that was exciting that I finished my oldest whip. Okay, so then my second finish is Honeybee by Stitching with the Housewives. I love this little pattern. I used all the called for colors. This fabric is 28 count even weave that I dyed myself in green apple Rit dye. I saw somebody in the Stitching with the Housewives Facebook group use this color on this pattern, and I thought it looked gorgeous, so I copied them. But this color is so nice, and I think it will look, because I have a lot left, I think it will look really nice with a lot of their patterns. So because I love a lot of the Housewives patterns, but majority of them, the called for is black, the chalkboard. Why do I keep saying blackboard? Chalkboard black, which it's a lighter black. It's not a pure black, but I just really don't enjoy stitching on that dark of a fabric. So I've been trying to do other colors. I know that they use aqua for some of their ornaments. Aqua's a little bright for me, at least the way that it looks when they do it. So I like stitching on blue, so I'm gonna probably play around with the blues that I have and do a more muted blue of some kind. This green is really, it's different because most colors that are green in the patterns are not this color of a green, these branches, so that it stands out, it doesn't blend in. So I'm excited to look at more patterns that I have and see what else I can do on this color. So I have everything that I need to fully finish this. I just need to do it, and I just didn't have time this week. So I'm hoping to have that done next week, but I'm not gonna hold myself to it. The other thing is, a few videos ago, Chelsea and Priscilla said that they started filling in on their patterns where black was needed, so in windows or eyes or something like that, if you weren't using a black fabric, because they've noticed that more people are not using black. So this was not a pattern that had that. So when I finished it, the openings in the skeps were green, and I looked at it and I was like, that looks a little funky, because when you look at a skep, you're not going to be able to see right through it, it would be black. So I asked my husband what he thought, and he was like, yeah, I think I would add the black. So even though the pattern doesn't technically call for the black, I did add it because I thought it makes sense. So that's done. Very excited. Okay, so then I was supposed to have I started I finished Honeybee on April 3rd, and I was trying to finish it on April 2nd, right after I finished Irish Blessing, but I'm so tired, so I just didn't get it done. I was supposed to start Hello Petal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch on April 1st with Sean and Evelyn, but I sat down to start, and I opened up my fabric, my brand new fabric that I just bought that week, and there was dry blood on it. And at first I thought, is that from me? Like, did I have blood on my hands? Like, if it's really dry, my knuckles crack and bleed. I thought maybe my husband accidentally, touched it in the 30-second, I don't know. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, neither of us have touched it. Neither of us have bloody hands. And the closer you look at it, you can tell it had been there for a while. So I was like, well, gonna return that. So I returned it, and I even told them, I was like, I would not put this back on the shelf because there's dry blood on it. And the sales lady was like, what? And then I pulled it out and showed her, and she was like, oh. So she called the manager over, and the manager was like, okay, we're gonna have to damage that out. But so I was able to start it a few days late, and I only worked on it for 2 days because I wanted to, because I'm so behind on some of my stitch alongs, I really wanted to just get the start in, and then I'll just work on it periodically. So, and I don't have a picture to show you what it looks like, but this is the Hello Petal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This is the spring tree. I did the winter tree, Hello Deer, last year, and then I purchased Hello Pumpkin, but I have not started it. I probably won't start it till the fall. So here is Hello Petal, and here is my needle minder from Play by Kim. Let's do that. See if that helps. I am changing the colors slightly. I did not write down which colors I used for this, so I won't be able to tell you right now. But this is, I center started? Sure, that works. I started in the center, and so I think I'm gonna go down and around. The next big thing over here is the bunny. The call for is a pink bunny, but I think, was it Sean or Evelyn is doing a gray bunny, and I thought I kind of like that better, so I'm tempted to do a gray bunny. But I thought this needle minder was also perfect because it's very springy. So that is my little baby start on Hello Petal. And I haven't been using my Q-snaps. I've been stitching in hand, but there's something about these trees that I feel like I need to stitch them in a Q-snap unless I'm doing a large block of color for an animal. So I pulled this back out, and then you'll see in a second I pulled another one back out because it was, well, I'll talk about it in a second. So, and then I meant to mention, so I worked on that for 2 days. I found this little guy in the bag that I was keeping Irish Blessing in. I think I stitched this. I think I was in college, high school or college. I stitched this. And I remember stitching this because it's a cardinal, and my grandma, my dad's mom, she was a bird watcher and she really liked cardinals. And I think the idea was I was going to give this to her, and then I never did. And now she's dead. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But I got to think of something. I don't have a stitchy journal like Michelle Bendy has. I don't have one of those, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should do one. I don't know. Okay, so then, actually, because Hello Petal is springy, I'm gonna say my giveaway winner for the set of nails, and these are very springy. It is called Spring Picnic by Color Street. My mom sells Color Street, so I have a giant stock of them. And I didn't even realize her name and website are on the back, in case you want some. So, I had to laugh when the winner came up on this one. Mel Rouvray, you won this. You also live in Australia, and I know it's not spring there. At least I don't think it's spring. I think it's winter or just going into winter. So it might take me a minute to get you these because I have never mailed outside of the US before. But you will get these in time for spring in Australia. But I had to laugh. So yeah, so Mel is the winner. And I have a matching set, although we won't be able to wear them at the same time. Unless you want to wear these now. So yeah, so congratulations. Okay, my last whip. I am keeping in my London bag. I swear this is my favorite bag. I love this so much. It's so cute. I need a Paris one. Okay, so I have Sense and Sensibility. I don't have, might be here somewhere. So this is the Sense and Sensibility Stitching Book Club Stitch Along. The first book of 2021 is Sense and Sensibility. How many times can I say that? And by Jane Austen. I did not read the book. I tried listening to the audiobook, but I couldn't listen to it and work or do anything else at the same time because so much was going on. So I watched the movie instead, the movie with Kate Winslet and Emma Thompson. And Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, had to explain some parts to me because I did not understand. So I'm doing, Kristen so this is Stitching Book Club, but the actual Etsy shop is Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts or Crafts? Sapphire Mountain Crafts or Handcrafts, I don't remember. Gosh, I'm doing great today. I wonder if it says on here. Oh, it does. Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. Whoa, sorry about that. So this is the, she provided 2 color versions because the called for is a blue fabric, and so the flower and everything is white. But she realizes that, not everybody wants to stitch on blue and prefers to stitch on white or a lighter color fabric. So she provided a color palette that would work on white or lighter color fabrics. So that is the one that I am doing, and I am doing it on a 32 count even weave. That is a gray gingham, and whoops, okay, let's see if I can get this to focus. I really like this, a lot. It is really pretty. And so I had part 1 finished, which part 1 was the center flower and these 2 side flowers. So I worked on this for 3 nights, and I did these two little ribbons, and then started on the top flowers. So I'm almost done with part 2, which is just the rest of these flowers. And then part 3 is down here, and it's like a ribbon looking thing with some more floral. So I'm excited to finish this one. I think it looks really, really pretty on this fabric. I clearly did not look at the dimensions because I used this like giant piece of fabric and I did it in the center, and I'm gonna have a lot left over that if I had moved it up or turned it sideways or something, I probably would have been able to have, I would have had a much bigger piece left. This, it'll be like I can fit 2 smalls, you know? So we're gonna make that a goal for 2021, that I get better at measuring my fabric and placing the patterns on the fabric. Yeah. So I love this. I really, really like the blues with the corals, and I love this purple pop. The purple is going to be the main color of the ribbon at the bottom, and I'm really excited to see how that looks because I really like this. And this is definitely something that I'm going to have up through the spring and probably summer, each year. I just have to think of how I want to finish it. She does give finishing instructions, which it looks like this very pretty, delicate framed thing. But I don't really want to attempt that. So I'm going to have to think of something else. And I don't know what. So we will see how I decide to finish this. But this is one that I was working on it, and I was like, I think I really need to pull out my Q-snap because it's 32 count, so the holes are small, and I was like, I need to be able to see. So my needle minder does not match whatsoever, but this is a Frosted Pumpkins needle minder. I love their needle minders, and then the Clay by Kim ones. Those are definitely my favorites that I've tried so far. So that was my last whip. And Hello Petal, I'm just doing on a 14 count Aida in white. I did Hello Dear on 14 count white Aida, and so because I want them all to be the same, I just decided to keep it the same. I thought about just doing a 28 count even weave, white even weave, but it would look a little bit different because your finished product on an even weave or a linen is going to look different than Aida. So I just decided to keep them all on Aida to keep it simple. And so that is that. No haul. I am going strong so far on this no spend. I'm about, a week into it, and I haven't purchased anything. Like when I returned the fabric for Hello Petal, it was just an even exchange. So I still haven't purchased anything. I'm still looking, like when I go on Etsy, I still save patterns I want to do later. I still pretend to put my cart together, but I've been good. I haven't even needed floss yet. So I'm going strong. I can make this until April. I can do it. Last week I mentioned that Memphis, Sarah, and I are thinking about doing an Owl Forest Mania instead of like a regular Mania. We both have several Owl Forest projects, so she was the one that came up with the idea of doing that, and I was like, yes, I'm totally on board. So we are officially doing it, and I know several people have commented saying that they want to do it as well, we're going to use the hashtag #OwlForestMania. Make it simple. I'm definitely going to be working on my coffee sampler. I have the tea sampler kitted up, but I don't know if I will start it yet or not. I placed an order a while ago. I have no idea if it's shipped. But in that, I got the thread packs for 3 of there's like bird samplers, like hummingbirds, bullfinches, sparrows, like there's a bunch of them. There's like 5 of them, I think. And I got the thread packs for 3 of them. And then I also got the thread pack for the Wizard of Oz free stitch along. Really excited to do that one because I love Wizard of Oz. So hopefully those will get here in time. Otherwise, I'll just be working on my coffee and tea samplers all month. So if you want to join in on Owl Forest Mania, please do. And then, something Michelle Bendy mentioned, and I want to mention it to all of you. When she said, when I say I'm doing a stitch along, that is your invite to join if you want to join. And I'm the same way. If I say I'm doing a stitch along, so like with Hello Petal with Evelyn, Sean, and Morgan from Honeybee Stitcher, we're all doing Hello Petal right now. Anybody who wants to do Hello Petal, do it with us. Same with, Sense and Sensibility is already a stitch along. But Owl Forest, anything that I do that's a stitch along, or I say that I'm going to do this and you want to do it too, that is your invite to stitch with me. So just wanted to mention that in case, everybody's allowed to sit at the table, You can sit with us. You can stitch with us. There we go. Okay, so then my last thing is I wanted to ask for tips on stitching in the car, because I've seen a lot of people share on Instagram stories or talking about it in their Flosstubes about stitching in their car, and I want to know how you do it, because I get car sick normally, so I'm not really able to do anything, and road trips are boring. So we're going to Arizona to see my parents in a few weeks at the end of the month for my son's birthday, and that's like an 8-hour drive, I think. I want to be able to stitch. That would be great. But I'm just nervous about getting car sick. So if you have any suggestions on how you do stitch in the car, and you maybe yourself also get car sick, this time I'll probably have to take Dramamine before we go, because my husband's driving. Yeah. So, and he's in the other room, so I wonder if he heard that. So I'm looking for tips on how to stitch in the car, because I would like to, if I can, without getting sick. I hope. Watch, knowing me, I'm going to start stitching and then be like, can't do it. So I think that's it. I did my shout outs, my finishes, my whips, no haul, going strong. I think there's some stuff that I ordered that hasn't come yet, but I think they're like things that were pre-orders, like Frogworks and Gilmore Girls from Black Needle Society. So I think it's going to be a while till I get another package, unless it's the Owl Forest. So, oh my gosh, that was it. So I hope you have a good weekend, a relaxing weekend after, a holiday weekend if you celebrated. Mel, I will be sending this to you. C. Torres, I'll be sending Irish Blessing to you. And that's it. So I hope you have a good weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye!